Welcome back to Conversations with Corey, a program where I will sit down with friends or peers to have an open and honest conversation about a topic that aligns with our DE&I value, stand for equality. Pride Month is an opportunity to honor the history of the equality movement and bring visibility to the LGBTQ plus community, as well as acknowledge that while we have come a long way, we understand that there's still much work to do. At AT&T, we are proud of our commitment to fostering an inclusive workplace and being a proud ally of the LGBTQ community. Joining me today is singer and songwriter Parson James. He's taken the music industry by storm. He has over 3 million Spotify monthly listeners. He's performed at Love Loud and has been a member of our Turn Up the Love campaign since 2018. Parson, welcome, man.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell us about your personal journey as a biracial gay man and how this is reflected in your music.
I grew up in a very small town in South Carolina, and my mom had me when she was 16. My dad was about 19, but my mom's white, my dad's black. Pretty much the stereotype of a Bible Belt situation. Church on every corner, every strip mall, and race and religion were like these two things that were like, heavily like discussed in the community. Interracial relationships weren't a vibe where I was from. So my mom had it so hard. My dad had it so hard. So growing up in that's all I knew was conflict. And by the time I was about 5 or so, I knew that I also was attracted to men or boys or, whatever. I knew that I was different. So for so long, I was silenced myself. And I found great love in music and safety in music. And that was coming from church. That was gospel choir. I went to church every Sunday and every Wednesday with my great grandmother who was helping my mom raise me. And it was a black church, and it was such a powerful experience for me. It became an escape. And so by the time that I was a teenager and I just was incapable of hiding who I was anymore, I had to get out of, my environment. For so long, I was stuck in a bubble. We didn't have money to travel. My mom, she got some money and she took me to New York. And it was the first time I had saw a gay couple walking down the street. It was the first time I saw interracial people holding hands and nobody paying attention. And I made a vow. I was like, I'm moving to New York. I'm going to go there. And that's what I did. But, when I started making music, I was writing and learning what I wanted to write about. But at a certain point, I was like, I got to write about my story. And so because I was silent for so long, and because I felt it was impossible for me to be open about myself when I came out of the closet and I started actually tapping into my story, I made a vow to never be dishonest and to always, be extremely loud and vocal. So that's the type of music that I try to make. And that's what I've been, utilizing as my message and for my platforms ever since.
So after 2 years of cancellations and downsizing due to COVID-19, Pride Month celebrations have come back full strength. And while there is much to celebrate, Parsons, we cannot turn a blind eye to the challenges that the community continues to face. I would like to understand your perspective on the ongoing challenges and, what needs to happen for us to have a fully inclusive society.
I think that my time spent during the last 2 years where it's like, whoa, will I ever get my job back? Will I have a chance to ever, stand in front of a crowd again? What's going to happen? And during that time, I really started to think about the kids or the people who identify who are having trouble that they're sitting with themselves for the first time, probably this long voluntarily. And, there's no escapes. There's no, going to, the local gay bar or going to see a concert with your friends and, getting to see people that are like-minded. You're sitting there with yourself, and oftentimes it's a breeding ground for intense anxiety, depression. So I am so ecstatic, that the world is starting to open up in a way a bit. We can see people and feel seen and feel heard. The LGBTQ plus community is not hurting anyone by celebrating who they are. I think that visibility is key. I think that shutting out drag queens is not the vibe. I think, telling people that they can't say the word gay at a formative age is clearly going to cause mental disruption, and it's going to be such an issue down the road, and we're reversing progress in so many ways. So I think visibility and consistency, it's the most important, and representation again on top of that, and really being vocal and having our allies be vocal against these things that are super damaging to us as a community.
I could not agree with you more. We have been partnering with the LGBTQ plus community literally about 20 years before you were even born, right? Our partnership goes back to 1975, Parsons. So this has been work that we've done for decades, and the commitment is there. And I'm really proud of what our employees do, our employee groups, and we as a company, how we partner with the community and organizations all year long, right? Not just in the month of June. And then, yes, we have fun celebrating and recognizing in the month of June for sure. And then also take the opportunity to remind and educate folks that there is still a lot of work to do to ensure that there is equality in the community as well. So if we think about advancing the cause, right, kind of what you and I are talking about for LGBTQ equality and inclusion, I know that it's a core priority for you at a personal and a professional level. I am curious is, how are you paying it forward with up-and-coming artists or by supporting community organizations?
Personally, I probably get more excited for new and upcoming LGBTQ plus artists or artists that are doing their thing in general. I probably get more excited for them than they are. And I've always been that way. I'm always promoting, I'm always posting, I'm always, if I have show opportunities and I can find local acts within the community, always. I've been a part of, Love Loud for such a long time as well. And Love Loud is incredible in that it focuses on youth that is trying to make it in this industry. Is the best thing you can do for them. Give them that confidence, show them that that they are on the right path and that they can do whatever they set their mind to. That's just something I try to do. I try to collaborate with as many as LGBT artists as I can, because that wasn't happening for a while, where producers and writers, there's only few and far between. And I found a beautiful community of people that I love working with.
Look, Parsons, you also mentioned that you've been a part of AT&T's Turn Up the Love campaign for a while, and you're right, since 2018. I am curious about something, Parson, is what does it mean to you? What's the value for you of having the support of a company like AT&T in those efforts?
I think it's immeasurable. It's such a gigantic force of a company, right? For me, my experience it's been such pure, genuine love and effort in everything that I've done with Turn Up the Love and AT&T. So it just feels, it's incredible. I think that more companies should operate in the same way. I think that I felt nothing but love over these past 4 years. It's been amazing, and it feels validating.
So this year, Turn Up the Love is on tour, continuing the mission to amplify LGBTQ plus voices. We're uplifting and empowering 16 LGBTQ artists. And you're even performing at our Chicago flagship store as a part of that campaign. So Parsons, can you tell me more about your experience on tour?
It's a brotherhood. I grew up as an only child. My mom decided to have a baby 6 years ago, so I have a 6-year-old sister now. But as majority of my life, I grew up as an only child. We're doing this. We're celebrating each other, and we're celebrating this community, and we're making progress and strides. How grateful are we that we are the people that get to be in these positions to do that? There's nothing better than doing a show and looking to the side and seeing your friend there, and vice versa, and rooting each other on. So it's amazing. So
as we look forward, right, what can the audience expect from you in the future?
So I moved to Nashville last year. We've nearly completed this body of work that I'm super excited about, that I've been precious with. And so I'm excited to put that out. The first song that I'm going to put out from that record actually is a song dedicated to the LGBTQ plus youth community. It's about how I felt as a kid, and just the message that people could call that cliche or not, but that you're not alone. It's something that rings really true to me. In the future, more music, never going to stop. Tons of shows. I haven't been home since March, but we got more to go.
Man, that is cool. So the song, speaking specifically to LGBTQ plus youth, I think is, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And it's never been more needed. The need has never been more acute than what it is now. To the isolation that you referenced a little earlier, the Human Rights Campaign, HRC, has done some really good work in research and sort of demonstrating how this isolation as a result of COVID and the pandemic has disproportionately impacted the community. And then if you double click on that, the youth in the community, which just underscores why that song and the work that you're getting ready to release, man, we're all looking forward to it. It's really, really important. Before you leave us, what advice can you share for those of us we're aiming to be better allies for the community? What advice would you give us?
Consistency is key for me. Consistency is key, and education. Not just in June, showing up all the time, checking in with your friends and the people in the community that you do know.
Consistent, not just during Pride Month, but consistent and be present and show up in that allyship for the individuals as well as the community. Okay, that's awesome advice.
Absolutely.
Awesome advice. So look, Parson, hey, thanks for joining me today. And now that we all know to look out for some new music that's coming from you as well. So look, hey, keep shining your light, man, for others to see. And to those who are watching, thank you for spending some time with us. I hope you find a way to get out and turn up the love this Pride Month, whether that's with a talented artist like Parson James or in your own local community, supporting at parades and service opportunities and whatever opportunity you have to, as Parson asked us all to do, to commit, be consistent, and be present. If you want to know more about AT&T, Turn Up the Love, and the company's efforts to support the LGBTQ plus community, visit turnupthelove.com for more information.
To learn more about AT&T, subscribe to this channel, visit the AT&T newsroom, or watch more videos in the playlist seen here.